Beautiful skies, a little mix of sun and clouds, but the big story, the rain of yesterday is gone, and we've got a consolation game coming your way. Italy against Oregon is our first game.
We started up, we never let it stop. Keep going, yeah, you know how we do it. There's something going on, something going on.
Got it, and Australia has a landmark win. And it's gone. The big fly, first home run of this Little League World Series. It's gone. Three-run home run for Ryan Harlow. Right field and deep. Goodlettsville, Tennessee is going to win with a walk-off double.
Going now, let's keep it going now. I wish that it could be summer
Welcome to ESPN's continuing coverage of the Little League World Series, presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Today from Williamsport, it's the first of 5, Italy against Oregon. Let's take a look at the ground rules for the Little League World Series. 16 teams are here, 8 from the U.S., 8 from the international side. All kids between the ages of 10 and 13. Game 6 innings in length unless a team has a 10-run lead after 4. Field slightly smaller, 2/3 the size of the big boy field, and it's Little League, so everyone plays. Mandatory minimum rule in effect. Some headlines to this point. The big story so far, superpower Japan, the defending champ. They've won 4 of the last 6 Little League titles, eliminated for the first time in their first 2 games since 1962. California, on the flip side, lost their opener but bounced back in their second to avoid elimination. They knocked Texas out of the tournament. 12 games have been played so far, 20 to go. You can see the top half, the 1-0s. All 8 of those teams will be in action today. After our consolation game, the undefeateds will play the remaining 4. The teams that have been eliminated, Texas and Oregon on the U.S. side, Japan and Italy on the international side. Hello again, welcome back to Lamade Stadium. So good to be with you. Jay Crawford next to Tim Kirkshin. And Tim, it's a chance for these kids who didn't see things go their way in their first 2 games to make some more memories before going home. The consolation game, always fun to watch. And really the story for both of these teams, each has a pair of hitting stars. We'll start with the Italian side. A couple of big bats for them. Samuel Gambarini and Gabriele Persici. Tim, they can knock it around a little bit.
Right, and they are 6 for 9 in the Little League World Series. And in the last game against Mexico, the team scored 7 runs, the most the Italians have ever scored in a Little League World Series game. And these kids are really big. They're both taller than me, which I know isn't saying much, but one of them weighs 178 pounds, and he's got a beautiful swing.
The Italian team focusing on fundamentals, not their first sport. Most of these kids play soccer as their first sport. They're just picking up baseball, but they're doing a good job. Now, for the Americans, it's a pair of hitting stars for Oregon, one with a very familiar last name, Tim.
Right, Julian Mora will play shortstop today. He is the grandson of Jim Mora, and he is the son of the coach, Steve Mora. He's an 85-pound dynamo. He pitches, he plays all over the field. And then there's Zach Reynolds, who's the tallest kid on the team, probably their best pitcher, but he will play center field today.
It is day 5, a full slate of action. 5 games to get you going. The first is a consolation game. First pitch flies between Italy and Oregon when we come back to Lamade Stadium.
Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great, and in part by the Odyssey from Honda, official vehicle of Little League.
Italy and Oregon in our consolation game from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The first of 5 games today following the consolation game here today. Tim, the winners get going. All of the other teams playing today 1-0. to this point in the tournament. As for Italy, Tim, they had a long ride to get here. They also, it's been an expensive proposition for them. The families had to pay their own way to the European African regional tournament, which was in Poland. As you take a look at Emilia, Italy, where our Italy team comes from, northern Italy, Tim, south of Venice and Milan, but north of Florence.
Yeah, and I spoke to the coaches this morning about that trip and how long it was, but that's no worry to them. They are just so thrilled to be here. Win or lose, they told me, the experience they've had here is just unforgettable.
Well, the region they draw from, Emilia Little League, population just over 4 million. It is a very interesting young group of players, Tim. Baseball, not their first sport. Most of them just learning the game. But what we've seen from them through 2, they are fundamentally sound. Let's now get you their starting lineups. For Italy, it's brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Ciao, sono Tommaso Adorni e il mio giocatore preferito è David Ortiz.
Il mio nome è Alessandro Beccari e il mio giocatore preferito è Mike Trout.
Ciao, sono Sema Bouraoui e il mio giocatore preferito è Miguel Cabrera.
Mi chiamo Alessandro Ercolani e il mio giocatore preferito è Mike Trout.
Ciao, sono Samuele Gamberini e il mio giocatore preferito è Salvador Perez.
Ciao, il mio nome è Michele Ghidoni e il mio giocatore preferito è Carlos Correa.
Ciao, il mio nome è Tommaso Ghidoni e il mio giocatore preferito è Bryce Harper.
Ciao, mi chiamo Simone Ioli e il mio giocatore preferito è Roldis Chapman.
Il mio nome è Filippo Laghi e il mio giocatore preferito è Jackie Robinson.
Il mio nome è Gabriele Persici e il mio giocatore preferito è Dustin Pedroia.
Ciao, sono Elia Sartini e il mio giocatore preferito è Miguel Cabrera.
Ciao, il mio nome è Francesco Segreto e il mio giocatore preferito è Jack Pivi.
Ciao, mi chiamo Federico Tiburtini e il mio giocatore preferito è Chris Colabello.
Ciao, il mio nome è Leonardo Zambernardi e il mio giocatore preferito è Lou Gehrig.
I'm not sure we'll pronounce their names with the efficiency of the young kids, but we're going to do our best. Ciao to you too, Italy, and enjoy your final game here from Williamsport. As for Oregon, Tim, a late pitching change.
Right. Bowen Nelson was supposed to start, but I was down on the field before the game, and he was thrown in the outfield getting loose, and he told the coaches, just doesn't feel right. So they said, all right, you're not pitching, which is the way to do it in the Little League. If there's a pitcher that doesn't feel right, you can't let him throw. We have to protect these kids first and foremost.
That is the primary concern. So Bugsy Jensen has yet to pitch for Oregon in the first 2 games. He had thrown 2 2/3 innings in the regional competition. So here we go, first pitch as Italy digs in their last of their 3 games here. First pitch, a swinging strike to Ioli Simone. Backed off that one. Simone Ioli, 5'3", 93 pounds. You were bigger than him, Tim.
I weigh more than him. We're about the same height, though.
Swung on and driven into center field, but there to make the catch is Zach Reynolds, and there's one out for Italy. Nice swing, though.
It was, and this is what I love so much about this, is to see these little kids. There was a kid on one of the teams the other day, 4'7", and yet they hang in there, give you a nice at-bat. They're not afraid of the ball. It's really encouraging at this age.
So one out here, top of the first. And this is one of the big bats for Italy, Samuel Gamberini. 4 for 6. Neither team, Tim, has yet to hit a home run here at the Little League World Series, so we'll look out for that.
Well, my guess is that's going to change today, and my guess is this is the guy that's going to go deep for the Italian team.
Yeah, he certainly is a good prospect to do so. He's been the hitting star for Italy. Italy lost a tough one in their opener, 3-1 to Australia. That one's knocked foul. And then scored, and you mentioned this, Tim, 7 runs in the 12-7 loss to Mexico. But if you're the Italian team and you're looking for some sort of positive, that's it. I mean, that's the most runs that this team has scored in any game during their 4 visits now here to Williamsport. So trending in the right direction.
Absolutely, and they saw some good pitchers from Mexico and hit a lot of balls hard. First 2 balls here hit hard.
Chase Terry gobbles it up and throws to first for the out. So the first 2 men are out for Italy. And that'll bring up Adorni Tommaso. I mentioned the scores, Tim. They played Australia very close in the 3-1 loss and then scored a lot of late runs against Mexico. before losing 12-7, but it's certainly a step in the right direction for Italian Little League.
And Jay, the coaches were telling me that one of the things that really works against them is they don't play any tournament play in Italy. So they never have a situation where they play in 4 games in 4 days or 7 games in 7 days, whereas the American kids and kids from all over the world, they're doing that. They just don't have enough teams in Italy to do that.
And it's tough, too, because there certainly is a mindset that comes along with tournament play, the quick reloads. Jensen misses outside there. The one thing we've noticed so far, though, from Bugsy Jensen is he's pounding the strike zone, Tim. He's throwing strikes.
Right, and that's what I would tell all kids at this age. Let's throw a strike first, and then we'll figure out the rest.
Swung on and missed for the 3rd strike. The ball is dropped, and that will allow Adorni Tommaso to reach first base on the strikeout and the drop. So the wild pitch charged to Bugsy Jensen, who, just as we said, was throwing strikes.
Right.
Lets one get away.
Right. And I like that these kids are swinging the bats, Jay. Scott Bradley's the baseball coach at Princeton, and he told me that the best thing you can tell a kid at a young age is to swing the bat. We don't want to get kids at a young age in the habit of taking all the time. Let's swing the bat, and then we'll figure out plate discipline and the strike zone later. But let's get in the thought of being aggressive.
And they've certainly listened to their coach, because throughout this tournament, the 2 games, Italy has drawn just 1 base on balls. So they're going up there to swing the bat. Swing and a miss there. We'll keep an eye on the pitch count. Another swing and a miss. So that evens the count at 2-2. Of course, the most pitches that a pitcher can throw in Little League World Series competition is 85. He can make that 85th pitch and continue that at bat, but no more after that. There's another swing and a miss, and that's going to do it on the throw to first base. So the inning is over. A couple of strikeouts, 1 left on base. Italy failed to score in their first at bat. Oregon takes their turn when we come back. Italy and Oregon in our first of 5 today from the Little League World Series. It's a consolation game. These 2 teams both dropped their first 2, so they get one more chance to have some fun here in South Williamsport. Italy failed to score at top of the first. Oregon hitting now. And let's meet the kids from Bend, Oregon.
Hi, my name is Caleb Carpenter. My favorite baseball player is Buster Posey.
Hi, my name is Blaine Causey, and my favorite baseball player is Jacoby Ellsbury.
Hi, my name is Declan Corrigan, and my favorite baseball player is Mike Trout.
Hi, my name is Braden Enelkoffer, and my favorite baseball player is Mike Trout.
Hi, my name is Bugsy Jensen, and my favorite baseball player is Clayton Kershaw.
Hi, my name is Julian Mora, and my favorite baseball player is Carlos Correa.
Hi, my name is Bowen Nelson, and my favorite baseball player is Miguel Cabrera.
Hi, my name is Aaron Plattner, and my favorite baseball player is Robinson Cano.
My name is Sam Renner, and my favorite player is Giancarlo Stanton.
Hi, my name is Zach Reynolds, and my favorite baseball player is Robinson Cano.
Hi, my name is Joe Schutz, and my favorite baseball player is Buster Posey.
My name is Chase Terry, and my favorite baseball player is Destin Pedroia.
My name is Evan Ullman, and my favorite player is Jackie Robinson.
All right, so there you go. The kids from Oregon ready to dig in and take their hacks against Filippo Laggi, the pitcher for Italy. And here he is, the coach's son, the nephew of UCLA coach Jim Mora, the grandson of former NFL coach Jim Mora. Julian Mora, 2 for 4 in this tournament, Tim. He's one of the guys that can swing it.
He can, and I talked to his dad, Steve, about what it's like to coach his son at this level. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's a little tricky, but he said I had 2 other boys that came through the system, and I learned a better way to do things. You know how that works.
He's experienced by now, absolutely. So Julian Mora digging in with a 1-1 count. Filippo Laggi misses low with that one, 2-1.
And Jay, just a word to all the little kids out there. This guy weighs 85 pounds, okay? Jose Altuve is 5'5". He's the MVP of the American League at the moment. And if you stand next to him, you cannot believe how small he is. And yet, this game is open to all shapes and sizes. And I hope none of our littler kids ever forget that.
Well, certainly not the size of the dog in the fight. We've learned that by now. That's hit on the ground to Michele Giadoni, who throws across the diamond. Nice play. Tim, we talked about the fundamentals of these Italian players. Baseball, relatively new to all of them. But the one thing that really stands out, they're in the right place when they need to be, and they make plays defensively.
Right, and that goes for every kid I've seen here at the Little League World Series. The infield play is what has struck me the most. When I watch those kids, the middle infielders work around the bag, footwork, handwork, it's really impressive. And for these Italian kids to understand the game this well, this quickly, is pretty amazing.
Bugsy Jensen, first pitch swinging and lines it into center field, so we have our first hit of the game. A line single to center. Nice piece of hitting there.
He stayed back on that beautifully and just served it right up the middle. Again, Jay, kids are swinging the bats here. This is really encouraging.
And that brings up Bowen Nelson now, who, as Tim mentioned, was scheduled to pitch, had a bit of a sore arm, so now slotted for right field. He looks at a first pitch strike. He likes the fire emoji. Good choice.
Did you have a favorite emoji as a kid? Probably not, huh?
I would have said, what's an emoji? I'm not sure I even have a favorite now.
I said that 6 months ago. What is an emoji? That's when I learned what it was.
All right. Well, all the kids today certainly have their favorite. Fire is very popular among the young kids. Fouled back. In fact, if you're wondering, what are the kids doing emoji style these days? And I know you are, Tim. There you go. The Tears of Joy, the most popular pick amongst our Little League World Series participants.
Did we check with the Elias on this?
You like to keep it 100, right? That's your favorite?
I've never even sent an emoji. I don't know how to use it on my phone.
Another foul ball. And the count now 0-2. Yeah, it wasn't until recently, maybe the last 2 years, I learned of the emojis. I'm still way behind the
kids are way ahead of us. When you get to be my age, especially, you have no idea how technology works. When I got my new phone, I just gave it to my son and said, could you program this for me?
Swing and a miss, strike three. So Bowen Nelson goes down. And that's the second out here in the bottom of the first. Filippo Laggi looks good on the hill.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and he's throwing strikes so far. And this is the biggest kid for Oregon, Zach Reynolds, at the plate now.
That one swung on and hold the ball. I believe they called it a foul tip, so the runner will have to go back to first. So that's 9 strikes now out of 12 pitches. You're right. And there's one thing, if you really want to stress to the young Little Leaguers, it's you have to throw strikes. The last thing you want to do is give the opponent free bases, and Filippo Laggi pounding the zone. Both of our pitchers here so far today throwing strikes. I think Coach Morrow wanted a clarification. Was that a swing and a miss? Or was that a foul tip? I couldn't be sure if the bat hit the catcher's equipment or what.
Well, I think they called it a foul ball because they sent the runner back to first. That would make sense.
Another strike. So Reynolds quickly in an 0-2 hole. Here's another look at it. It was definitely a foul tip and then off the umpire's mask, so the right call was made. Filippo Laggi, the 0-2. That swung on and driven into right field, but there to make the catch, Gabriele Persici. Another nice play for Italy. We've played one, no score. Back from South Williamsport in a moment.
We opened Franco's in April of 1984. And it's been about 32 years.
The Little League World Series always brings a great sense of diversity to Williamsport.
It's the first time that we are able to eat Italian food, so it's fantastic.
I love pasta, and I think that all Italians love pasta.
È molto buono.
And the one kid told me it was better than his mom makes at home. An amazing place, and a wonderful tournament.
Thank you, Franco. Ciao.
Tim and I speak from experience. We've spent a couple of nights at Franco's ourselves, and the food is very authentic and very good.
The bruschetta is great. I talked to the coaches about it today, and I said, how did the trip to Franco's go? And he said, gosh, it was so great. We felt like we were at home. And he said, one of the kids even said, my mom's makes the best pasta ever, but this is second best that I've ever had.
Wow.
So that's pretty good.
That's high praise, and I'll echo that. We've had it many times. Very good. The service is always great. Our good friends at Franco's. So, top half of the second inning now. Italy digging in after a scoreless first, and the first pitch from Bugsy Jensen is in there again for a strike. We've seen a lot of that in this game.
Right. He's got a nice little off-speed pitch here, Jay. He's got them off balance just a little bit. Not all fastballs here.
And that's, again, we talked about the difficulties that the Italian team has in trying to settle into the tournament format. It's probably something they don't see a lot of back home, and that's pitchers that can effectively change speeds and throw all pitches for strikes.
And again, that's, the problem is there's just not much competition back there. He told me these kids at most will play 40 games a year, where the American kids and kids from other countries are playing twice that many, 3 times that many. That's a big difference at this age.
And that one misses low, so it's 3-1 now to Elias Artini, the first baseman for Italy. And this one's hit on the ground to second. Chase Terry gobbles and throws for the first out of the top half of the second inning. I mentioned we have a very busy day here at the Little League World Series, thanks in part to the complete washout of yesterday. So 4 more games on tap today. And Tim, these are the critical games for Australia and Panama. All of these teams that you see on the schedule the rest of the day are perfect so far, 1-0. So they have a little wiggle room. But boy, you win that second game and start 2-0, and you have such a huge advantage towards winning either the U.S. Championship or the International.
These are really great games today. I can't wait to watch the New York team play. I saw them the first game. That's the best team I've seen so far, but a lot of good clubs here.
Alessandro Ercolani hitting now for the Italian team, the third baseman for Italy.
You know, Jay, I've got to meet a bunch of these kids so far. I've got to shake their hands. And the one thing that I gather, the common denominator, is they all have strong hands for little kids. And that.
Ground ball to short. Julian Mora with a nice scoop and throw. And how about the stretch by Aaron Plattner over at first base?
And Jay, that's the middle infield play that I'm talking about. An 85-pound shortstop charges that ball, throws across his body, gets something on it, throws a strike to first. Look, there are high school kids that can't make that play on the run, and that kid makes it at age 12.
Nice scoop. Look at the transfer and then the off-balance throw. Not an easy throw for a little guy, but he gets it there.
Absolutely.
And we have 2 outs now in the top. It's something we should point out about this Oregon team. We told you they probably lost the heartbreaker of this tournament, 3-2 in the opener to Tennessee. They've played very sound defense. They've yet to commit an error here at the Little League World Series. Very impressive.
That is, and I watched them take infield before the game with Coach Steve Moore hitting infield. It was a beautifully choreographed infield. That's my favorite part of this stuff. You know, we don't take infield in the big leagues anymore, and I miss it. And pregame, I like to watch the 12-year-olds catch and throw.
And each team has their own little flair that they throw in there. Ground ball to second, bobbled, but handled and thrown over by Chase Terry. So Italy looking for their first hit. They go 1-2-3 again. Oregon hits bottom second when we come back. Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. The hill beginning to fill up. A total of 5 games on tap for today. Hey, don't forget that sunscreen. It's important because the rain is gone, the sun is back. The Little League Grow the Game grant program was created to provide local Little Leagues the resources they need for general improvement, also to expand or establish Little League Softball, Little League Challenger Division, and Little League Urban Initiative programs. For more information, visit littleleague.org/grow the game. Tim Kirkshin, Jay Crawford back with you. Bottom of the second in our consolation game, the first of 5 games to be played today. Bottom second. Well-played game, no score. Oregon will send Blaine Causey, Evan Ullman, and Chase Terry to the plate to try to get on the board.
And for Loggy, that's 12 straight pitches for strikes. For a kid that big who plays in another country, to have this kind of command is really impressive.
It is.
Usually you're this big, you're going to have a little trouble getting your body straight, and he has really been good.
Just misses with that one, so the count's even at 1. It's not easy for the kids to come out here and throw strikes. But he's doing it. He's pounding the glove, too, Tim. That's got a nice pop to it.
Absolutely. 17 pitches, 14 strikes. Greg Maddox would have been happy with that.
Filippo Laggi says his favorite player, Jackie Robinson, Tim, because all of the obstacles he faced in becoming a professional athlete, swung on, fouled back.
You know, that is so refreshing that the Italian kids know the history of baseball.
Yeah.
They understand who Jackie Robinson was. A couple of their favorite players were Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. It's like they know baseball better than some of the kids in this country.
Sadly, Tim, I think you're right. There's a smash into the gap in left center field. That could be extra bases, and it will be. Causey into second with a stand-up double. So it's good to throw strikes, but the more you pound the zone, the more the hitters say, okay, you're going to be close, I'm going to hack away.
But again, Jay, that's the point here for these kids. They need to swing the bat, and when they see something they can hit, they shouldn't be worried. Is this an inch off the plate? Let's go up there hacking. Good things can happen, like right there. That's a beautiful swing by Causey there.
Yeah, loads up with the high leg kick. A nice level swing, and Oregon has a runner at second with nobody out. Declan Corrigan comes in for a special pinch runner for Causey. So Evan Ullman now up for Oregon, trying to push the first run across. In our consolation game, first of 2, Japan will play their consolation game tomorrow against Texas. Now, you saw the special pinch runner come into the game, Tim. That's something that you're allowed to do here at the Little League World Series. We mentioned earlier that everyone plays. And there it is on your screen. A team can use a player who's not batting currently in the order as a special pinch runner for any offensive player. You can only do that once. And only once per inning.
Yeah. I think that's something David Ortiz would be in favor of, don't you think?
I think he would be a big fan.
So Ullman here squared to bunt on the first pitch. He's 5 foot, 81 pounds, and they want to get that guy to third. We'll see if he's looking to bunt again.
He's swinging away, fouls it back on the late swing. Evans proud of his hair, Tim. Says he has the best flow on the team.
Here, right? Run in here. 1 strike. Hey.
You can hear Coach Mora telling his runner, he's got to get through.
It's the best hair on the team?
That's what he says. Yeah, he says they've got the best flow on the team. He says he's part of the Flow brothers.
Flow is something...
Flow is hair.
Hair.
Yeah.
That's a young kid's term?
Lettuce. Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
You got to have it coming out of the back of the helmet.
I wouldn't know much about that anymore, Jay. My forehead looks like a 5-head now, so...
Well, we've had our days.
Learned a bunch of new words here at the Little League World Series. Flow is a new one.
It's part of it. Educational for the kids and for us, too.
Absolutely.
Got to have the flow. That one swung on and hit the other way. Oh, Coach Morrow holding the runner at third, who has to dive now to get back. and the throw doesn't kick far enough for Corrigan to try to score. You could hear Coach Mora yelling, "Stay, stay, stay!" And
he ran through the coach's stop sign.
He wanted to go home.
He was lucky to get back, but Evan Ullman did a great job there. Instead of bunting, he said, "I'm going to hit a ground ball to the right side and move that guy to third," just like they teach in the big leagues. And instead, he finds a hole, and now Oregon's got something going.
No, right here, right here, right here. Right here.
Great piece of hitting going the other way. He's halfway down. He's halfway home, Tim.
No, right here, right here, right here.
Well, he was lucky to get back there, but good lesson. When the coach says stop, you should stop.
Well, you never want to make that first or last out at third. We almost saw that happen there, but no harm, no foul. Evan Ullman with the single moves up to second on the error. So now Oregon has the first rally of the game. Second and third, nobody out for Chase Terry. Chase, another little guy, just 5'2", 92 pounds. He likes the thumbs up emoji, Tim.
Right, and he also listed Dustin Pedroia as his favorite player. He plays second base, made 2 really nice plays in that. And again, a little guy like Dustin Pedroia should serve as inspiration for a little kid like this, that I can play in the big leagues too. You know how many times Dustin Pedroia was told he's too little? About 1 billion.
Yeah, that's true. That swung on and driven to right field. It's going to be hauled in by Gabriel Persici, but it's deep enough to tag the runner and score. Corrigan comes home. It's our first run of the game as Oregon jumps out on top 1-0.
Right, and Evan Ullman on second did an excellent job there. He read that and realized they're going to throw this to the plate. I'm going to get to third, tagging up with 1 out. Maybe I score on a fly ball.
And now he's 60 feet away. I don't know who you used, Tim. I was a tiny little leaguer, so for me it was Freddie Patek. I looked at him and said, if a guy like Freddie Patek can make the big leagues, anyone. I believe he was 5'4", maybe 5'5".
He was 5'4", yes.
So.
And you're telling me that you were a tiny little leaguer?
Tim.
Trust me, there was no tinier little leaguer than the fellow on your right.
I don't know. I wrestled 98 pounds as a sophomore in high school. And I was under 5 foot.
Wow.
I grew a little bit.
Well, that's what I was when I went to high school.
There you go.
4'11", about 95 pounds in the 10th grade.
That was exactly what I was.
But the difference between you and I is I didn't grow after that. I hear the Italian team's got the infield in here. This is interesting.
Trying to cut down the runner at home. Keep it a 1-run game. Aaron Plattner tried to check, could not.
Jay, last year I interviewed one of the kids here who was like 6'1" and 190 pounds. And I asked him on the air, like, when do you remember being my size? And he said, second grade.
The check on the swing, and he did. So Chase Terry is retired on strikes, 2 out. Aaron Plattner retired on strikes, and that brings up the catcher, Braden Inelkoffer. Swing and a miss, and that one had some velocity on it.
Lagi has been very good about commanding the ball, throwing strikes, throwing hard. Got a big strikeout there with a runner on third, less than 2 outs.
Contact there, knocked away foul. And again, Lagi, who's been up on the count most of the game so far, up 0-2. 25 strikes on the 31 pitches. That's a good ratio. That's better than most major leagues can hope for.
That's a great ratio.
So the 0-2, he misses up and out. Just a beautiful day here today after a rain-soaked day yesterday. Washed out all 4 games on the schedule. Nice to see the sunshine is back. Called third strike, and the inning is over, but Oregon pushes one across to get on the board. 1-0 after 2. This is the way you do it, kids. Hard and at the bottom of the zone. Italy hits top 3 next. We've played 2 in the consolation game to get us going here. Day 5 at the Little League World Series. Oregon jumps out to a 1-0 lead as we get set for top of the 3rd action. Let's take a look now at these valuable lessons brought to you by True Value. Kyle Peterson.
Came with Anthony from California. We're going to talk about finishing the playoff at first base. Inside, outside, making sure the catcher is really loud. So this is a 3rd strike. Not too many get away from Anthony, but this one did just a little bit. You ready, buddy? Outside. First baseman gets all the way outside the base, then it's much easier to make that throw. Now this is a ball in fair territory, just out in front. Inside, he clears himself, clears from the runner, first baseman inside. The key is we've got a chance to get an out right here, clear ourselves from that base runner, make sure the first baseman knows where the throw's coming from, and throw him a strike. Way to go, bud.
And Tim, we've already seen that here. It helps a little bit. Right-handed hitter, but look at Braden Inelkoffer for Oregon. Come well inside. He's got the angle for the throw, and he makes a perfect throw.
That is absolutely textbook, just like Kyle Peterson teaches. Kyle is really good at this, by the way. And this is a really hard game to play, Jay, as you know. And it's a skill sport more than anything else. And those are the skillful plays that our kids need to learn.
A lot of situations that rarely come up, but you need to be prepared for them when they do come up. So you're constantly working on different scenarios. It's a game that really does require a great deal of skill, no matter where you are in the field. Filippo Laggi, the pitcher, hits that one foul down the first base line.
Meanwhile, Bugsy Jensen keeps throwing strikes, keeps them off balance, breaking ball away.
And that one on the inner half.
Little curveball there. Nice. What do we feel about curveballs at this age? Are we okay with that as long as the kids don't throw it too often? They know how to do it. Is that what we're thinking?
I think that's exactly what we're thinking. That's swing and a miss, strike 3 on the same pitch. Obviously, you have to listen to the kid. You have to ask him constantly, how does the arm feel? And one of the big problems that you'll run into is kids that want to use it too much. I think it's something that coaches really, Tim, have to keep a very close eye on. Constantly talk to the pitcher about how the arm is feeling and make sure that it's not overused.
And there is so much coaching going on today, Jay, as you know, not just the coaches on the field, personal coaches that you have. And as long as we have people who know what they're doing, teaching these kids how to throw a breaking ball, then I guess it's okay, like you said, as long as you don't overdo it.
Federico Tibertini hitting now for Italy, still looking for their first base hit of the day. And Tibertini's going to be tough to throw strikes to, Tim. He's the smallest of the players on this Italian roster.
4'10", 86 pounds.
Swings on the pitch outside, and the throw down to first base to retire Tibertini. So that's the 3rd K now for Bugsy Jensen. Tomorrow on ESPN, we'll have Jacoby Ellsbury and the Yankees taking on the Mariners in the Big 3. Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager. It's the 2nd game of their 3-game series at Safeco, 10 East on ESPN. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And, of course, don't forget, before the game, baseball tonight. All the highlights, analysis, and a preview of the matchup.
One of the kids on the Oregon team mentioned Jacoby Ellsbury as his favorite player. Of course, Ellsbury's from that part of the country. And several others mentioned Robinson Cano as their favorite player. They love the Mariners up there, as they should. The Mariners are starting to play pretty well.
Makes perfect sense.
Then it goes pretty well for us. Understand? We really need to pick up the focus level on that first pitch. Get it in the strike zone. They haven't hit a curveball yet, so if we get it in the strike zone, we're gonna be all right. Defense is playing great behind us, but let's start 0-1, not 1-0. Make sense? Okay, you're doing good. Everybody doing good. Nice job.
So Joel Jensen coming out to talk to his son Bugsy, who has recorded 4 strikeouts here through 2 2/3. 6 of his 10 first pitches, Tim, have been for balls, and so Dad just driving home the point, look, you got to get ahead to these hitters. Then you can use the curveball. Helped a little there.
He threw a curveball on 1-0, which means this is a 12-year-old pitcher that's confident enough to throw a curveball behind in the count. Happens in the big leagues all the time, but you would think he would better throw a fastball here, and he doesn't. Good for him.
Well, he has confidence in it, that's for sure. Simona Aioli swings at strike 2 now, so he's in a 1-2 hole. Italy hitting top 3. Still looking for their first base hit. And how about that? Bugsy Jensen with a little bit of work here in the third. Timmy strikes out the side.
And 9 up, 9 down.
The curveball swinging. The curveball out swinging. And another curveball swinging. Let's look at our fresh take from the Williamsport Little League World Series, brought to you by Subway. All of the games yesterday, all 4, washed out due to rain. We'll have a schedule of 5 games to be played today. The buzz on the complex, Tim, has been the fact that the team from Japan, the defending champ, eliminated by losing their first 2 games. That hasn't happened since 1962, and the title hopes stay alive for California, who lost their opener.
Well, I saw the Curacao game, which knocked Japan out. Curacao played really well. And, of course, they lost the first game to Canada with that big kid who throws 78 miles an hour. Man, does he throw hard.
Hard indeed, and Canada one to watch here as you look at the boys from Chula Vista, California. They'll play in the late game tomorrow. And there's the boys from Australia, and you see that blow-up kangaroo. That's sort of the adopted team mascot, Tim. Goes everywhere the team goes.
Absolutely. And when somebody does something a little off color or kind of funny or kind of dumb, he has to wear the kangaroo around for a while.
They also have a hat that they have to wear if you strike out looking. They call it a standing strikeout. Right. They wear a Frozen hat from the Disney hit Frozen. I like that.
Yeah, the team gets together and decides if there's a penalty that needs to be paid, then you wear the kangaroo, which is quite literally the kangaroo court.
I love it. So Australia getting set for their game, which is coming up, and there it is. You don't want to be toting that kangaroo around. It means you did something wrong.
Right.
Here, oh, they're passing it around. Look, nobody wants to be caught on camera holding a kangaroo. I don't want it. Hot potato. And these Australian kids love to have fun. They say that's what it's all about, making it fun. And they came here, Tim, and looked very good in winning their opener. They beat this team from Italy 3-1.
Yeah, we interviewed them on Baseball Tonight the other night. They told us it took, I think, 32 hours to get here. So getting to and from is a little difficult, but they wouldn't trade this for anything.
There's a look at your new pitcher for Italy, Leonardo Zambernardi, and he gives up a little seeing eye base hit to start the bottom half of the third inning. That was a pinch hitter, or excuse me, that was Julian Mora leading off the third inning with a base hit.
All right. Obviously, Jay, there's a lot of football in the Mora family, and I was really encouraged to hear Steve Mora tell me before the game that all of these kids on the Oregon team, they don't just play baseball. They are playing multi-sports. And if I may, that is crucial for our kids today. To just play baseball 12 months of the year is not a good idea.
Doesn't he get a warning?
I got warned him that time.
Pardon?
I warned him that time.
Did you?
No, I'm going to warn him.
Okay.
All right, to fill you in a little bit about what they're talking about there, the Oregon coach, Steve Mora, is talking about a new rule that we're seeing here for the first time at the Little League World Series, Tim. In this consolation game, the hitters must stay in the batter's box at all time. It's something to speed the play, speed the pace of play up a little bit, and something that could be adopted here in all the games down the road. And here's a little look at it. It's a little complex. But the idea and the principle here is a good one. We
Right.
want faster games.
Right. Now, if there's a foul ball or if you swing or the ball gets past the catcher, you're allowed to leave the box. But the idea is let's keep them in the box and keep the game moving. Here, the Italian coach is a little confused, I'm sure, as to was a warning given and how are we going to do this?
It's called a strike after the hitter is given a warning. So I think what had to happen first was a warning had to be given before a strike could be called. And now the coaches have sort of been brought up to speed on it. But you'll notice in this consolation game, the hitters, for the most part, with very few exceptions, are to stay in the batter's box between each pitch.
You know, Jay, in their defense, they watch Major League Baseball players who are getting out of the box all the time, even though technically they're supposed to stay in also in similar circumstances. But, oh boy.
Well, now the hitter, Bugsy Jensen, dropped his bat, and he actually had to keep his toe of his right foot in the box to go get the bat.
Otherwise, it would have been a strike.
That's a first. Squared to bunt, misses, and he draws a base on ball. Take a look at this, Tim. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And his coach
loved
Steve
it also.
Moore got a big kick
beautiful.
out of it.
He's thrown 4 in a row, although I think we got away with a ball there that was really a strike, the first one. So you can go after the first one if it's right there. Know what you're looking for. If it's there for you, drill it. Oh, okay.
And the Italian coach has seen enough. Bartolotti lets his pitcher take 2 at-bats, pitch to 2 hitters, and we're making a pitching change. We're back from South Williamsport with a new pitcher for Italy. Day on a highlight with Sports Center at night. Bucci and Anderson will host your way through all the day's baseball highlights from the big leagues and, of course, from here as well at the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Also, news from your NFL camps, everything else from the sports world. Sports Center at night, it's on ESPN. It's streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. So, Tim, Leonardo Zambernardi came on for 2 hitters, threw 8 pitches, 6 were balls, and Marco Bartolotti decided to make a change. Your new pitcher, Elias Sartini.
Well, such a departure from Lottie, the starter, who threw basically all strikes. And coach said, all right, we can't be walking people. And he brings in a reliever who throws really hard, weighs 170 pounds, and he can get it up there.
Yeah, watching him in his warm-ups, he's popping the glove good, so the Oregon hitters will have to be dialed in and ready to go. And that one misses high to Bowen Nelson. So the last thing that a manager wants to see is a pitcher come on, particularly in the middle of an inning when the last pitcher was struggling, and throw a first pitch ball. But these kids are young, and it's not as easy as the big pros make it look. That one's in for a strike and fouled back.
And I love what Steve Morris said to this kid. He said, look, they're having trouble throwing strikes, but if they throw you a strike, I want you to hit it. I want you to swing at it.
Sartini would most like to meet David Ortiz, the Italian pitcher. Asked, what would you do if you won the lottery, Tim? He'd buy a major league team.
Really?
Yeah. So the one thing we know, these kids from Italy, they know the history of the game. They certainly know the current modern day players. And they have a true affinity for the sport. They love it.
Right. That's so refreshing that kids from Italy know the history of baseball.
That one's fouled back and almost to you.
You don't really think I'm going to try to catch it up here, do you? I'm not John Kruk, you know.
It would have been a great play. It was skirting the net just to our right.
You'll be making all the great plays up here. I'll be the one under the table.
That one swung on and driven a mile high to right. Gabriel Persici comes in, camps under it, and makes the play for the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd. if it comes to basketball, my money's on you. And I've seen you with a baseball glove. You and I played catch at spring training last year. Had a blast, did a couple of demos. You can hold your own, Tim.
Look, I took infield with these kids last year. It was so much fun. I did it as part of a piece, but I also did it to get used to watching these kids around the bag, and the only way to really tell is when you turn a double play with them. You can see their footwork. You can see the way they use their hands. And I threw batting practice to Cole Wagner here last year. Cole Wagner was the best hitter, 12-year-old hitter I've ever seen. So I go to his dad, who's the coach.
Zach Reynolds.
And I tell him, as part of this piece, I want to throw to your son. And I said, don't worry, I'm not going to hurt him, meaning I know how to throw batting practice. I'm not going to hit him. And the dad looks at me and goes, we're not worried about him getting hurt.
Yeah, well, we remember him from last year. Beautiful swing, a ton of power, misses outside on the 0-2.
So I threw him 5 pitches in the cage, all strikes. The dad says to me, the coach says, make sure you get behind the screen. Make sure you get behind the screen. He tells me twice, and then he tells his son, pull it, whatever you do. We don't want you to kill the old sports writer throwing BP. That would have been bad.
It wouldn't have been good. And now the 1-2. That's dribbled down the third baseman, Alessandro Ercolani, who makes a nice field and throw across the diamond to record Reynolds.
That was a beautiful play there. He charges, he fields it with one hand as you do on that play, throws across his body, something on it. Very impressive.
And the runners move up. So Oregon now with runners in scoring position here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. You love hypotheticals, Timmy. Let me give you one. 10 at-bats against any of the pitchers here at the Little League World Series. How do you do?
Well, thankfully, we'll have a commercial break.
Hold that thought. We'll get your answer on the other side. Blaine Causey grounds out to short. We've played 3 with Italy and Oregon. It's a 1-0 Oregon lead. We're halfway through. We've played 3. Oregon leading in the consolation game over Italy, still looking for their first hit. 1-0 as we come to the top of the 4th. The Little League community larger than one may realize. We sat down with former Major League player Jim Thome and heard about his experience with Little League baseball. Listen.
My son's 8, so I'm around that age group, but also it's just a pleasure to be around it. You get the purity of the game, and to watch these kids just practice and love the game is a true pleasure and joy. There's no doubt.
Well, Jim Thome, one of the all-time greats, over 600 home runs. I happened to be in Cleveland a couple of weeks ago when he was inducted into the Indians Hall of Fame. I covered those teams, Tim, from 93 to 98, and there is no greater gentleman that played that I covered than Jim Thome. Always a consummate pro, always made time for everyone. Just a terrific guy.
Love Jim Thome. When he was this age, 12 or a little bit younger, he told me a story. He went to a game at Wrigley Field, which that was his home park for when he was a kid. And Dave Kingman was his favorite player. So before a game, he snuck into the Cubs dugout right before the game started and went up and shook Dave Kingman's hand. They had to say, son, you got to go back to your seat now. But that was Jim Thome. That's how much he loved the Cubs and Dave Kingman.
And Kingman had some pop. Whoever would have guessed at the time that Thome would surpass his great home run total?
He would hit, 170 more homers than Dave Kingman.
That's a great story. Italy looking for their first hit now, top 4. One of their big hitting stars, Samuel Gambarini, digging in. And Tim, you'd think that the 2 guys on this Italian lineup that you'd most likely pitch around would be Samuel Gambarini and the 4-hitter, Gabriele Persici. They've done most of the hitting damage, and that one is drilled on and over the head of the center fielder, Zach Reynolds. The throw into second, and he's going to be out. So just a terrific defensive play by Zach Reynolds to play it off the wall. He makes the perfect throw to the bag, and Italy gets their first hit but can't get a base runner out of it.
First off, that ball was smoked, but Zach Reynolds did a terrific job handling the hop there and then throwing a strike to second. And our second baseman made a great tag there, too. That's a big kid coming in at you at full speed there, and you're a little second base. It's not an easy play to make when someone that hard is coming in, and he makes a beautiful tag.
Tim, how about the throw? A perfect strike. Just a well-played ball off the wall. The quick turn, the throw.
Again, that's Zach Reynolds, who's their best pitcher. He pitched on Thursday, so he can't pitch today, but that was textbook on how you play a ball off the wall.
So the no-hitter is by the books, but Italy can't get a base runner out of it, and you can imagine Samuel Gambarini was excited. When you hit a ball over the center fielder's head, you'd like to think you can get two, but not when the ball is so perfectly played, and Zach Reynolds was just on the money with the play off the wall and then the throw into second.
Right. He hesitated just a tiny bit going around first. Wasn't sure should I go or not. When you got a kid that can throw like that in center field, you can't hesitate. You better just go.
And the Italian manager, Bartolotti, wants to take another look at it. But the challenge...
They got it right.
It stands.
Second baseman got the glove down.
It's worth a shot to challenge it. Boy, the tag is right there.
There he is.
See him tag him on the knee before the foot gets to the bag. Just a good fundamental play all the way around.
Buck Showalter has always told me they're great taggers, and they're guys who aren't very good taggers in the big leagues. J.J. Hardy, best tagger in the major leagues. And other guys don't enjoy putting the glove down there and risk getting hurt. That ball's smoked too.
There's another one driven into center field. So back-to-back hits now for Italy. Tommaso Adorni with a good piece of hitting. And all of a sudden, the Italian hitter is beginning to figure things out. Their first two hits of the game coming here in the top of the fourth. And Italy will send a pinch hitter to the plate here, Osema Barari. Try to get Adorni on to second base. And there's that curveball, starts it over the plate, Tim, and it's so tempting and it looks so good coming in. The Italian hitters just can't lay off of it.
Yeah, he'll start one at you and throw it, and it goes over the plate, and then others he'll start at the plate and run it outside.
We could have two here, and we do. A textbook turn. Julian Mora to Chase Terry, who makes the pivot, and Aaron Plattner digs it out at first. Tim, this is a big league play made by Little Leaguers.
This is my favorite part about the Little League World Series is the infield play by the middle guys. That was beautiful.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of Little League World Series action presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. All the excitement of the Little League World Series, including scores, stats, highlights, and much more, can be found at LLWS.org or follow along on social media. That's what Tim and I do. We use the hashtag LLWS. You're big on the hashtag, right?
I just learned what that was in the last year. Jay, it takes a time when you get to be my age.
The learning curve. You know, it never stops. It's always something.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I don't know what it'll be tomorrow, but it'll be something where we have no clue on today.
Well, at least I know what a flow is.
You do now. Speaking of flow, one of the Flow brothers for Oregon digging in to start the bottom half of the fourth inning. Oregon leading 1-0. Sam Renner, the pinch hitter for Oregon. First pitch swinging, and it gets through the legs of the Italian second baseman Federico Tiberini.
That was a little spinner there, and then it hit on the edge of the grass there and took a tricky little hop and went through his legs.
A lot of spin on it, tough ball to handle. So Sam Renner. Sam Bam Bam Renner reaches here in the bottom of the fourth.
This is Chase Terry, of course, who just made the beautiful turn on that double play. Dustin Pedroia is his favorite player. I think Pedroia would have been proud to watch him make that 2 there.
Did a terrific job. Just great defense all the way around for Oregon at the top of the first. We've seen that throughout the tournament for them. Now well into their 3rd game, they have yet to make an error. Very, very fundamentally sound defensively. Here's another look. You can't do it much better than that, Timmy.
And a nice stretch at first. Jay, that's remarkable. No errors, and we're halfway through a 3rd game. For 12-year-olds, that's amazing.
The 0-2 high, the throw down to first, not in time. Renner is back. Ilya Sartini throwing hard for Italy. Baseball introduced to Italy, Tim, by American soldiers during World War II. As that one's fouled back. And through the years, it's grown in popularity, but when you talk to the coaches of this Italy team, they know that their sport's at a huge disadvantage. They don't get the funding the other sports do. Everything in Italy is volunteer. They have to work on the fields. They have to make them playable. And it's also tough to find enough kids, as you mentioned earlier, to field the teams to have competitive tournaments over there.
And I asked the coaches pregame, I said, do all your kids play soccer? And the coach said, no, only one of them plays soccer. So these are pure baseball players here, meaning the other kids in the country are playing soccer. These kids have dedicated themselves to this game, and the way they play it, you could see it.
That one misses inside. Yeah, no question that Coach Marco Bartolotti, who's just 23 years old, should be really proud of the way he's handled these kids, gotten them ready for this tournament. This is an experience unlike any that they've ever had. And he said this tournament is very important, not just for these kids and for their Little League back home, but for all of Italy, because any kind of success here translates to the game becoming more popular back home, generates more interest, brings more players to the table.
Yeah, I'm sure this tournament will go a long way to generating baseball interest in Italy. But back Jay, to the multi-sport thing, okay? If the Italian kids are only playing baseball, I really believe when you play other sports, it makes you a better baseball player. And Steve Mora of the Oregon team told me every kid he's got is playing multiple sports, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 sports.
So Caleb Carpenter checking in as a special pinch runner for Oregon, and we'll also have a pinch hitter, Declan Corrigan, on to hit for Aaron Plattner here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0, Oregon over Italy in a consolation game. This is the 3rd game for each of these teams. And then it's back home. But all kinds of lifetime memories have been made over the last week or so for these kids. Wow. A beautiful bunt. The throw by Sartini is a wild one. It goes into right field, and that's going to allow the run to come on in to score. So Oregon with their 2nd run. But Tim, how about the bunt from Corrigan? An absolute beauty.
Well, I wish all the big leaguers could have watched that, because that's how you execute a sacrifice bunt with runners at 1st and 2nd. He squared beautifully and kept it on the grass, obviously, and you know, you probably shouldn't even have thrown that ball. He bunted it so well. I don't think you were going to get him at 1st anyway.
Yeah, I agree. It would have taken a perfect throw. He was a step away from the bag when the ball was coming out of Sartini's hands. And those are the situations, Tim, that we talked about earlier. When you're a team that's playing here in the United States and you play one tournament after another, you see every single situation. For a pitcher covering a bunt and making a throw, that's probably only happened a handful of times for him. That one's grounded down the first baseline, handled well by Tommaso Dorni, who steps on the bag for the out.
Dorni did a really nice job looking the runner back at 3rd, realizing what's going on.
And Joe Schultz is retired, 3 unassisted. Corrigan moves on to 2nd base. So again, Oregon with runners at 2nd and 3rd here with 2 outs. And Julian Mora, one of the big bats for Oregon at the plate. And before the pitch, time was called.
Ball.
Okay, what happened there, Jay, was the catcher kind of called or requested time. The pitcher got a little bit confused, stopped his delivery. They called it an illegal pitch, and that's ball one instead of, say, a balk. That was just a confusing situation, and I think the umpires did the right thing there. Now, coach will come out and say, all right, we got this right.
Here's another look. You see the left leg starts. The batter's calling for time. And I think the catcher heard the hitter call for time, but it wasn't granted. As you know, it doesn't have to be.
As we know, you can request time from the home plate umpire. He doesn't have to give you time on that. And the catcher got a little confused, put his hands up, and that confused the pitcher even more.
Yeah, I think the catcher for Italy, Samuel Gambarini, saw that Mora was requesting time, and even though it wasn't granted, the catcher was just sort of telling his pitcher we have time when it was actually never called. So the illegal pitch, 1-0 to Mora now with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fourth. Oregon leading 2-0. Nice swing there, foul. And for a smaller player, Tim, 5'1", 85 pounds, Mora gets the bat around pretty well.
Yeah. He's a good athlete, so he comes from a pretty athletic family, so some of that has been passed along, and good for him.
Again, a little late on the swing, but he's making contact.
Steve Mora, the coach, though, told me that Jim Mora, his dad, the football coach, told him, you should play baseball instead of football. You're going to have a longer career playing baseball. This is a football coach telling his own son you should play baseball. It's good advice, by the way.
And for the most part, Steve's boys have done just that.
Exactly. They can play any sport. One of his sons going to play basketball, everything else.
So we talked about Oregon's defense, and it's been so sound through this tournament. They've had some rough luck getting runners home. They've had runners on base in 14 of the 16 innings, and that's a base hit to right field.
Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here.
So Julian Mora knocks in a run, and it's 3-0 now. Nice piece of hitting.
Great at bat by Julian Mora. Fouled off a couple balls down the right field line. Then he found one a little bit in that he could shoot the other way.
Nice high leg kick. Good follow through on the swing, and Mora now 2 for 3 on the day. A pair of singles and now an RBI.
Right here, right here, right here, right here.
So Corrigan moves up to third base and now first and third again. So I was mentioning that Oregon has had runners on base in 14 of the 16 innings. They've left runners on in 13 of the 16 innings. So although it's been a tough World Series for Oregon, you can see that this team really wasn't far away. Defensively, they're as good as anyone we've seen, and they've hit the ball. They just haven't had the timely hitting until that one right there by Julian Mora. This is Bugsy Jensen, Tim, the kid that dropped the bat the first time around, last time.
And he just accidentally jumped out of the box there, jumped back in before the umpire could see him.
Look, old habits die hard. These kids, this is almost a new game for them at this point. And if you're just joining us, it's a new speed-up rule that Little League Baseball is working on here in the consolation game. Here's what we're talking about.
Right, watch this.
And there's the warning from the umpire. You can't do that. Jensen goes down swinging. So there are 2 men out now in the bottom of the fourth. So yeah, the speed-up rule, the players aren't allowed to leave the batter's box during the course of an at-bat unless something like this happens. The wild pitch. Of course, the hitter has to get out of the way, which he does. And the runner comes on in to score, and now it is 4-0. Oregon with their third run here in the fourth inning.
A really nice read by Corrigan there to realize that ball's by the catcher and got a big pitcher on the mound. I might be able to beat him to the plate on that, and he did.
So Bowen Nelson, fan of the Detroit Tigers, would love to meet Miguel Cabrera. with a 1-0 count. In 2-0. Bowen says his mom, usually the loudest fan in the stands for Oregon. We know it's almost impossible to hide the pride of a mother. Father, same thing. Positive, encouraging messages from the stands. .52", 94 pounds. And he's going to square just on the 3-0 pitch. But it doesn't bother Ilya Sartini, who throws a strike. And there's Mom.
And I've met some of the moms and dads the last couple years here, and they have the greatest time. They're a little bit nervous when their son's at bat, but it's still a great thing.
Certainly all enjoying themselves as they watch their boys out to a 4-0 lead. That one swung on and driven down the line and right. That's going to be extra bases.
Hey, let's go!
And it's going to drive in a run.
Let's go, get out, get out!
The throw to third, not in time, so how about that? Bowen Nelson with the big triple to knock in a run. And Oregon, Tim, is out in front 5-0.
Wow, Mom was happy about that one. He got a pitch away from him. He stayed with it and rifled it down the right field line. Beautiful piece of hitting there.
And he's thinking extra bases right out of the box.
And I watched him. He picked up the coach as soon as he rounded first. Never looked back. That's how we teach it. That's a triple. That's a full Nelson there.
And there's Mom, proud of her boy, as she should be. And Italy wants to make some changes here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 4 runs across for Oregon. 5-0. We've got a new pitcher for Italy when we come back to South Williamsport at the Little League World Series. Little League World Series action presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes continues today on ESPN. Oregon out in front of Italy today, 5-0. And this is the first of 5 games today. All the winners will play today. All of these teams won their opening round games, so they are 1-0. And a win here for them later today, 2-0. And that means they are halfway to either the U.S. Championship or the International Championship. In 6 days from now on Sunday, the U.S. winner will play the international winner for the 2016 Little League World Series title. And the new pitcher for Italy, Francesco Segreto. The 4th pitcher on the day for Team Italy.
And this is Zach Reynolds at the plate. Kid who made the great play off the center field fence. He stands in there really well.
Swings at the high fastball, can't catch up to it. Zach, one of the best hitters for this Oregon team. 0 for 2 today, fly out and a ground out. Looking for a chance to push a run across here. And the 0-2. And that's lifted in the air to right and not able to make the catches, Gabriel Persici. And here comes the throw to third, and that's not going to be in time. So we have back-to-back triples. First Bowen Nelson and then Zach Reynolds. A run comes home, and Tim, it's now 6-0 in favor of Oregon.
And a great effort by Persici in right field there, but that ball was hit just in front of him. And again, Reynolds did a great job running the bases here.
Wow. Just missed that. That would have been a web gem. Great effort.
Right. And Reynolds again picked up the coach the minute he rounded first and made it to third for a second triple in this inning.
So Blaine Causey, now the 9th man in the inning to hit for Oregon. He's 1 for 2, doubled his first time up, grounded out in the third. And the bats, which had struggled a little bit for Oregon, have certainly come to life here in the consolation game. "14 of the 23 plate appearances for Oregon have come with runners in scoring position." And that one swung on and missed outside, and that will end the inning. But Oregon scores 5 times in the frame, including a couple of triples to knock in some runs. And it's all Oregon here, 6-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th. A big 5-run inning gets the Oregon fans rolling. Oregon leading Italy 6-0. Let's take a look at our Honda game summary. And Isaiah Jensen has been the pitching story in this one. Didn't allow a hit until the 4th inning. He's struck out 5, and that pitch count, Tim, which is so important, is very low. 48 pitches through the first 4 innings. Julian Mora and Samuel Gambarini have been some of the hitting stars in this one. Mora 2 for 3. Look at Gambarini down there for Italy, Tim. 5 of 8 in the 3 games here at the Little League World Series.
He's got a beautiful swing. Bugsy Jensen has really pitched well in this game. Jay, 12 pitches an inning for 12-year-olds is remarkable.
That really is the name of the game for pitchers here. It's to maximize the pitches. You need a very high strike percentage. We've seen that for the most part from both sides, particularly from our starters, but really Jensen is pounding the zone, and Tim, we're seeing him mix in a lot of curveballs, which he is, like you said earlier, throwing for strikes, and he throws it for chase pitches, and the guys can't lay off it.
It's his best pitch, is his curveball. He can throw it behind in the count, ahead in the count. He runs it off the plate. He starts it at you and runs it over the plate. Very impressive.
And the number to watch is 85. That's the pitch count limit. And he's well on pace to be able to throw a complete game if he decides to do so, if his arm is fine and the coaches decide not to make a change there. Elias Sartini leads off the frame. Thought he had ball 4 there. Called a strike, so it's a full count. Now he can take his base. Low one in the dirt.
Curveball.
Full count.
Yeah, full count curveball.
He trusts it.
This is like the big leagues. That's what they do in the big leagues. There are no more fastball counts in the big leagues, and apparently not for Isaiah here either.
Here comes Dad for a conference.
Hey, I just came out to tell you how much I love you as a dad and a player, okay? You're doing awesome out here. One more hitter, and then I'm going to Juge. This is your last hitter, okay? You understand? Come right after him. Hey, cheer up. Have some fun. Come right after him, okay? Let's go.
How good is that, Tim?
As good as it gets.
Goosebumps.
Not sure the pitching coaches in the big leagues are coming out and giving the same message.
Probably not. And he wanted to tell his son, I love you, you're doing great, and let him know, too, that this is your last hitter. And he comes right back with a first pitch strike to pinch hitter Francesco Segreto. Came on to pitch for Italy in the last half. There's that curveball in for a strike.
He has bent these hitters backwards with that thing. It's very impressive.
So Segreto now in an 0-2 hole. That one's wild and in the dirt. And going down to second is Simone Aioli on the wild pitch. And he gets him to chase on the curveball out. So another strikeout. The 6th of the game through 4 1/3, and that's going to be it.
Hey, stay on the mound. Hey, outstanding job. Way to bring it today. Way to bring it, put up a bunch of goose eggs. Don't know what I'm going to, yeah, you go to center for now. Okay? Nice job. Come get him. Let's go. Hey!
So Bugsy Jensen's work is done. 4 1/3, 6 strikeouts allowed, just the 2 hits and no runs. We have a pitching change for Oregon. We're back after this. It's one of the most precise. Welcome back to South Williamsport aerial coverage of the Little League World Series, brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. A beautiful aerial picture of the Susquehanna River on a gorgeous day here from the Little League World Series. First of 5 games, consolation game between Oregon and Italy. Julian Mora on to throw for Oregon. Zach Reynolds goes from center to short, and Bugsy Jensen, the pitcher, is now playing center field. Hard hit ball to short, a terrific pick. A little wild on the throw by Zach Reynolds, and Italy will score their first run of the game. That's a tough throw to make from the hole, particularly from a kid who's been playing center field all day. First play at short, first ball, and he gets tested in the hole.
Well, he made a great backhanded play here, and he plants really well, and he's got a great throwing arm. And that's the first error that they've made in this, and the error, of course, allows the runner to score. But
first pitch swinging again. That one's going to be a base hit. It was a tough ball to handle. Blaine Causey thought about going to second for the force, didn't have time, and by the time he gathered himself, it was too late to go across the diamond.
Good for him for understanding, let's eat this ball, because let's not throw it to first and perhaps commit an error. But, Jay, this is so Little League. Jensen moves to center field. The center fielder, Reynolds, moves to shortstop. And the shortstop, Julian Mora, becomes the pitcher, proving again, shortstops at this level, absolutely crucial. And I told you, Earl Weaver of the Orioles used to tell me, I draft all shortstops in the June draft. They're the best athletes.
Alessandro Bertini with the pinch bunt, and how about the terrific play? I think we might get a challenge on that, Tim.
That was a great play by Julian Moore. He bare hands it. Again, this is a shortstop pitching now, and he played that like a shortstop.
He charges nicely, makes the throw to third.
That was textbook, and
there's no bobble on the throw.
Clearly, the throw beat him to third. Now, is there a question whether the ball popped out of the glove a little bit? I don't think so. I think they'll review that, and I think he'll be out.
I think you're right. There's a look at it. The ball is firmly in the glove. It's snow cone, but it never appeared to pop out of the glove.
Well, safe or out. That's the way a pitcher makes that play.
Yeah. You've got a split second decision.
Beautiful play.
And the risk of going to third is if you don't get the out, now you've got the bases loaded. Right. But when the ball is hit like that to the left side, that's a tough throw for the pitcher to make over to first base.
It's slightly easier throw to third there, so that's the throw you make, and I think he did the right thing.
I do too, and Steve Mora, the Oregon coach, is out of the dugout. Looks like we have an official challenge. We'll see how this one comes out, but I don't know, Tim. I say he's out.
I do too.
I imagine the thing they'll be looking for, as you said, there's no question the throw beat him. The only question here is, was there any movement of the ball in the glove? And I just don't see it.
Again, the only ruling this could be is that the ball isn't secure in his glove at the moment until he kind of secures it right after the guy has gotten to the bag.
Now the umpires decided that they would give the review, so the coach doesn't challenge it. You can do that here, and you can see the right call was made. The runner is out.
That's the way they're supposed to do it.
The umpires can have a discussion amongst themselves. If they decide that they want to take a look at it, they can do so. The coach doesn't have to use his challenge in that situation. So it's a fielder's choice, 1-5, and there are now 2 outs here for Italy in the top of the 5th. And it looks like Julian Mora has that same curveball that he's not afraid to start hitters out with. Leonardo Zambernardi hitting for Italy.
There it is again.
Healthy cut at that one, which was breaking away. And he's in an 0-2 hole now.
0-2.
That one's wild, and the runners will move up to second and third now. Julian Mora pats his chest, my bad.
Buon contatto, raga, becca, 2 fuori, è per casa.
Do you understand Italian at all? Do you know what the coach is saying there?
Not enough to translate.
Do you know anything about it?
I do, but none I can use here. Julian Mora with the K. We've played 4.5. Oregon hitting in the bottom of the 5th with a 6-1 lead.
World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flake cereal. They're great.
It's a busy Monday at the Little League World Series from South Williamsport. This is the first of 5 games today. Tim, all of the teams playing from this point on today, 1-0 so far. So you win 2 games, you have a significant advantage to try to get to either the U.S. finals or the international finals. So a big day for the 8 teams that will play later today.
Yeah, Jay, and in my 2 years here, I'm really struck by how much strategy goes into how we're going to use our pitching in order to get to the finish line with our best pitchers pitching as often as they can. It's really tricky.
It's a game of chess. Evan Ullman with a nice piece of hitting. Again, goes the other way for a leadoff single. That is the 10th hit of the day for this Oregon team. So look at the New York team as they're going to the cages before they play their game today, their second game here. And Tim, I think a lot of folks agree this New York team is one to watch on the U.S. side.
Yeah, they're the best team I've seen so far. You know, they have first 7 hitters in the order, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty. I don't think we've even seen all their best pitchers so far. They've got a lot of depth on that club.
Caleb Carpenter pinch hitting now for Oregon. Takes a strike. Tim, he loves to play golf. Took the sport up at 9 years old and drives it over 200 yards. Not bad. 110 pounds.
There you go. A lot of similarities between golf and baseball. You develop a good baseball swing and it will help you with your golf swing.
Takes a look at a second strike. You know, how many people, Tim, do you know that are big golfers and also compete in rodeos?
I would say not many.
Yeah.
Is he a rodeo guy?
Yes, he is. How about that? Golf on Monday, rodeo on Tuesday, baseball on Wednesday. It's a full week. In fact, he's pretty good, Tim. Take a look at this. He was a finalist in the National High School Rodeo Association Junior Division, and he's got the belt buckle to prove it.
I'm not sure anyone would be worse at rodeo than me. Me on the back of a horse, that thing would throw me within 2 seconds.
And that is driven high and deep to right field, but Gabriel Persici camps under it and makes the out, a loud out. And he's a little upset. He thought he might have had one here at the Little League World Series. Just missed it. About 5 feet shy of the wall. And Oregon has their first out now. Declan Corrigan hitting now for Oregon. Corrigan re-entering the game. Ullman rather now is re-entering as a special pinch runner for Carpenter over at first base. Just misses there. Tim, we talked about Italy and their love of baseball recently. They do have a history of major leaguers that they can point to. A lot of notable Italian Americans have made their way through Major League Baseball. Perhaps most notably Joe DiMaggio. Swung on, fouled back. Yogi Berra, present day. You got Mike Napoli for the Indians. Anthony Rizzo for the Cubs.
Hall of Famers all over that list.
Yeah, Roy Campanella, Craig Biggio, Joe Torre in the Hall of Fame as a manager. Mike Piazza just recently inducted at Cooperstown.
6 of those 8 guys were catchers. How about that? At times in their career.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. We mentioned earlier one of the players for Italy's favorite player, Jackie Robinson. I imagine there are a number of these guys that know the lore of DiMaggio and Berra. It's an impressive list, and you point out a lot of catchers amongst them.
Yeah, Yogi Berra, Craig Biggio, Mike Piazza, Mike Napoli, Joe Torre, Roy Campanella. They all caught at one time or another in their careers.
Yeah, kind of the coach on the field. They so instrumental in calling the games. There's a couple of power bats in the game right now. One in the American League and one in the National League. Both amongst league leaders in home runs this year.
Sure.
Andiamo a battere, ok? Cerchiamo di fare il prima possibile questi 3 out, Oh, Ciccio, andiamo, tutto quello che hai, Forza, raga, dai.
So the Italian manager making another pitching change, or at least I think he's going to stay with his pitcher Francesco Segreto. Nope, he did make the move. So they're going through the arms, and it's one of the things that Italy talked about coming into this tournament. They felt they had a lot of pitching depth. They're using a lot of different guys. Nobody had pitched more than 2 1/3 innings for Italy coming into this game.
You know, Jay, there's a good lesson there, though. Everyone should play multiple positions on the Little League level also. John Kruk was telling us yesterday that he played shortstop in Little League as a left-handed player. And it's okay to do that at this level. We're trying to teach the kids how to play. It shouldn't be about, are we winning every game? If you have a left-handed kid who wants to catch, let him try it.
Sure.
Let everyone try a different position. You never know what it's going to lead to, and it'll make you a better player by moving all over the field.
I'd like to see tape of Crucky as a shortstop. I bet he was a pretty good shortstop even as a lefty.
He was. He could also dunk a volleyball in high school, so he was a very athletic, young, quick young man.
Here's a quick glance at the standings, and we talk about the 8-0s in the top half of that bracket. All of them will be in action here from South Williamsport later today. It's a big day for them. You win that second game, and you're halfway to making it to the championship game of either the U.S. or the international side. Braden Intelkoffer now re-entering. He's going to hit for the Oregon team, as you got a peek there at the kids from Rhode Island. So 2 on and 1 out.
Jay,
for Oregon.
I was struck by that picture of the hitters going down to the batting cage, and they all have their bags and their personal bats and everything else. Game has changed a little bit. We used to share a bat in Little League when I was growing up, and now everyone has his own bat, and they really know what to do with them, that's for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is a different time. Swung on and missed there by Braden Inelkofer.
Last year, I asked one of the kids, I said, do you ever use a wooden bat in order to get it ready for, playing on bigger levels? So he said, yeah. I said, can you tell the difference? Here's what he told me, a 12-year-old. He said, yeah, the exit velocity on my aluminum bat is 92.1 miles an hour, and the exit velocity with my wooden bat is 83.6. He knew the exit velocity on a wooden and aluminum bat, and he's 12. That's amazing.
Some kind of specialization going on. Called third strike, so Inelkofer is out looking. Tim, you talked earlier about this, and we dug up the tape. There you are, out there taking a little infield and looking pretty good. Look at that footwork.
Yeah, this is throwing to Cole Wagner. Boy, he hit rockets off of me. I can't stress enough. And this was horrible. I was going like 600 miles an hour down that hill.
It felt like 600.
It was going way too fast for me.
You got to keep the sled going north and south.
Yeah, well, I was all over the place. And then Jessica Mendoza did it the other day, went down head first. Well, amazing.
It's an adventure.
And Dallas Braden went down yesterday, and thankfully he didn't break a bone or lose a tooth. We were pretty sure he might.
Julian Mora 2 for 3. A couple of singles in his last at-bats. Looks at a strike there. So the new pitcher, Alessandro Ercolani, throwing strikes and throwing hard, Tim.
Every one of these pitchers has thrown hard for the Italian team, and other than one of them, they've all thrown strikes. Really good.
And that one's hit on the ground to second, fielded cleanly by Alessandro Beccari, who throws over to first for the last out of the bottom half of the 5th inning. 6-1 is our score. I can't see this enough, Tim. I'm sorry. That is beautiful. Not quite 600 miles an hour.
Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great.
6-1, Oregon on top of Italy. We've reached the top half of the 6th inning. Italy needs 5 to tie, 6 to take the lead, and that's a tall order against Julian Mora, who came on in relief last inning and looked pretty good doing it. One of those Flo brothers. Hard hit ball to third, bobbled momentarily, gathered and thrown across the diamond, but not in time. Nice play by Blaine Causey to get the handle back on it, but boy, at 60 feet, Tim,
right,
you don't have much time.
No, and that's Gambarini running pretty well to first base for a 178-pound kid. He got down there pretty well.
Could rule that a base hit. And Italy now has 5 on the game. Tommaso Adorni up 1 for 2 with a single. Big De Niro fan, Tim.
He and Adnan Vert.
They need to get together. And Gambarini wisely taking second on the wild pitch.
Adnan has a podcast called The Cinephile, and he tried to get Pacino on. That didn't work out. But Tuesday, he's getting Robert De Niro on.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. How did he pull that off?
I don't know.
That one swung on and lifted in the air to right. Bowen Nelson with the catch. And tagging and going to third is Gambarini. A nice piece of hitting there by Adorni. How about that, Tim? You used to do that, right? You put your cleats on top of the bats?
Not quite. They have multiple gloves, spikes. We went. That's not what we did. Go to the ballpark when I was their age.
It's the Iowa kids.
Go back to center and move Caleb over to left. Jude, you go to short. Okay, let's go get him. Hey, 1 out, and then I'm coming bringing CT out here. Okay, go get him.
So another pitching change here for Oregon. I guess this is probably just giving a couple of kids an opportunity to throw to a couple of hitters.
Why not? You get to say, hey, I pitched in the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing, isn't it?
It certainly is. On to throw now for Oregon is Aaron Plattner. Lefty coming over from first base. So remember, after this game, it's all of the undefeateds in action. 8 teams, 4 games. The next one over at Volunteer will be between an Australian team that has really played well in their opener and Panama. So one of these teams will take a very big and important step towards getting to that international finals. You know, the advantage of winning your first 2, you don't have to play that extra game trying to work your way back into the mix. Save the arms, that's always important. So Zach Reynolds takes over in center. Caleb Carpenter now in left. And the pitcher, Julian Mora, goes over to short. Oregon down to its final 2 outs here at the 2016 Little League World Series. And quickly, Plattner throws 2 balls to the first hitter he faces, Gabriel Persici, who's one of the better hitters for Italy, and that one's in, so it's 3-0. Tim, I imagine players on both sides are sort of looking at the scoreboard as the clock, knowing that they're trying to squeeze every last second of fun out of this experience that they can.
Yeah, Aaron Plattner's having a little trouble with his control, having a little trouble with that landing spot. He seems a little bit uncomfortable, but you're right, Jay. They should play as many games here as you possibly can, because every minute you spend in competition like this in front of people and everything else is going to make you better for tomorrow, for next year, for whenever.
And it really is something that they're going to hold on to the rest of their lives. They'll tell people they played in Williamsport at the Little League World Series. Just a terrific opportunity for these kids, and so oftentimes, Tim, you can tell it doesn't always work this way with youngsters, but they are in the moment here. They know what this is, and they're enjoying it. That one over but low, so the first 5 pitches now for Plattner have missed.
And these kids should cherish every minute on the smaller field, because you remember when you go to the big field for the next year, it's a big adjustment.
Quick snap throw down by Joe Schultz. Good throw by Schutz, but not in time. Elias Sartini just fouled down the line at third. And that would have pushed a run across. This was close, Tim.
Yeah, it's a foul ball. On a foul ball, you throw your hands up in the air and you say foul. On a fair ball, you point to fair territory and don't say anything. That way no one gets confused if it's a fair ball or a foul ball.
And that one hits Sartini, so they're going to be loaded. And obviously Plattner is struggling to find his command here, and Italy has life. Just one out here in the top of the 6th, 6-1.
Saturday against Mexico, this team scored 6 runs in the 6th inning. Late inning lightning for the Italian team. We'll see.
See if they can duplicate some of that magic. Alessandro Ercoloni hitting in a big spot for Italy. And that one skips before Joe Schutz does a nice job of blocking it to keep the runner from coming home. And at this point, you feel for Plattner, because if you've thrown at any level, you've been there, you know that if you don't have it, it can be very tough to find. And there's a strike. And we talked earlier, these Italian hitters, not known for their patience, their manager wants them swinging. coming into today, they had drawn just one walk throughout the Little League World Series. And we just had one in this inning, so.
You want to get all the excuses out now? You want to keep making them? What do you want to do? Well, pitchers don't make excuses. Pitchers pitch. You understand? You going to come after him? Then let's go. Let's go. Hey, infield, we're taking the easy one.
So Joel Jensen, who's handled the pitchers today.
Little tough love there.
It was tough, yeah.
Let's go.
No excuses.
He's right about that.
Throw strike.
Kid's 12. He can handle that.
Yeah.
And a good message to the infielders. Let's get an out here. We're 5 runs ahead in the last inning.
So the 1-2 now. And that's hit on the ground to short. Mora with the play to get the force at second, but they can't turn the double play. So Italy pushes another run across, but a nice play by Mora.
Beautiful, and they got an out here. Now there's one out away, and that Julian Mora can really play shortstop. He really sets his feet once he catches this. He knows he's not getting 2 here, but let's make a good, strong throw to second.
So 5-4 on the force. But the run comes home 6-2, and that's going to be all for Plattner, who worked to a handful of batters here in the 6th inning. And one more pitching change to try to get the final out of this game. And for those of you waiting for Australia-Panama, this game running a little over, so they're going to start here in about 3 minutes, 1:09 Eastern Time over on ESPNU, and then at the conclusion of this one, Australia-Panama will come on over to ESPN. So Plattner out, Chase Terry in. As you look at the kids from Australia and Panama ready to go. One of the things I've noted about the uniforms, and Tim, I think you'd agree, a lot of color, particularly on the international side. They jump
like
out.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
And a lot of color in the stands too, and that's really nice. By the way, Jay, these nets up, I think, are a great idea. I never worry at these games whether grandpa or grandma or a little kid is going to get hit with a foul ball. I know the big leagues is not going to go to this anytime soon, but there's a certain sense of safety when you watch these games. It's very comforting.
Agree 100%. No chance of a ball flying into the stands. And let's face it, we've seen these kids get into a few, and they can do some damage. You're always safe here. Chase Terry on the pitch, looking for that final out. Time is called. So Chase says he wins the lottery, Tim. He's going to buy a plane and fly around the world. All right. That one's hit on the ground to second. Evan Ullman gobbles it up, and that's going to do it. The final out of the 6th inning for Italy. 6-2 is our final score. Oregon wins the consolation game over Italy. Nicely played game, Tim.
Beautifully played. Reminds you again how skillful these kids are at 12 years old.
Panama, Australia coming up next from Volunteer Stadium. It's Dave Fleming and Kyle Peterson on the call.